All right, I'd like to open this meeting of the Bisbee Arts Commission on Monday, January 9th, 2023 at 5:33 p.m. First thing first, we're going to do roll call.
Okay. Jenny Druckmann's excused. Bill Higgins?
Here.
Holly Priestley?
Here.
Karen Schumacher?
Present.
Angela Rockefeller?
Here.
Okay, and then we have Sharon here as well.
We have the guest of Sharon Sutter, the ghost of Sharon
The
Sutter.
ghost, maybe a ghost.
First thing we're just going to get out of the way, approval of the action agenda of the December 5th, 2022 regular meeting. Do I have a motion?
I move that we approve the action, I don't have a date for it.
Action agenda of December 5th,
Action agenda of December 5th.
2022. Do I have a second?
Second.
All ayes?
Aye.
Thank you, guys. So I'm going to be moving some agenda items. We're going to move item 4, discussion regarding the SIG art machine, to right now, because we have Sharon Sutter, who is no longer a member of the Arts Commission, but she is here to talk to us about it. So Sharon has resigned.
Taking a sabbatical.
She's on hiatus. So what we're going to do is we're talking about the handover of the SIG art machine.
And so what I have in the back of my car is a big Rubbermaid, all things SIG art are inside of it, including things that we've forgotten about, like when we had our opening of the SIG art machine, we had this little, cigarette tray made. So if there's ever another event, somebody can wear that and sell them without them having to go to the machine. Posters that are left over, there aren't that many, but there are still some SIG art posters to post around town if somebody wants to do that. And then the thing that I have recently, in December, I took it away, although the binder is still there. People were getting sloppy with the binder that had all of the artist biographies and things in it that I had made, and it just was getting, I don't know why, but every time I went, I was having to clean it up. So I took everything out of that binder thinking, do we really need it? I don't think that we really need it. So it's just one less thing for people to think about. The truth is, somebody has to step up to want to learn this process, because it is, today I've spent a good, even just today, 4 hours working on the collection of pieces and fulfillment and all this stuff, because I've been gone for about, 8 days. And when you're gone that long, that's how much time it's going to involve somebody to have to do this. Unless, my proposal to the city would be, make it easy. And that would be, stop this process of W-9s, Karen having to...
They have to legally do a W-9.
You cannot.
No, we cannot.
Artists, in general, I've had galleries for many, many years. They're independent contractors. They do their own taxes.
You still have to,
Right,
they
but
legally have
we
to do
still
it.
have to be
You have to
accountable
do
to
it.
checks that we cut.
What if you
and
don't
issue
cut checks?
to
What
vendors.
if, because the machine is a cash machine, if an artist brought to you 10 pieces, and you have a cash drawer of BAC cash money, you couldn't just write a receipt?
Absolutely not.
It has to be go through
We all
process.
have to have a document.
I mean, the
for
cash
it.
thing is a great idea, but I know that we talked about them before.
Did you do that? You talked to the city?
We have to do W-9s.
It makes it a job. And so I'm not sure anybody really has time to take on a job.
Well, this is what we,
Retire it?
It's one form.
No, we're
It's
gonna
one
keep doing
simple
it. No, it's not. It's the job of the person.
No,
We're
I'm talking
talking
W-9 in general.
Oh.
It's one form.
So
Once
this-
we
yeah.
have their
this
vendors
is
on
my
file.
proposal.
Oh, yeah, but that
Sharon.
has to be done, yeah. Yeah.
We need to sit down with you.
Mhm.
And I think that all three of us could sit down
Yeah.
with you
Holly, me, Karen.
and
Mhm.
look at the machine,
Mhm.
explain how it opens,
Mhm.
explain what goes into it. What I really need from you, because when I noticed that we need those W-9s, is I don't have the contact information for those people.
Right, so
So if you would be willing to make a contact sheet with however you get a hold of them,
I have it.
because then we can, if we can see if we can just divide it up between the three of us.
And
Or come up with easier things like,
It's
having-
really a one-person job just because of the way it has to be.
but
I still think there's times like Holly could call me and
Oh,
say,
yeah.
I have a bunch of new pieces of artwork, come over, we're gonna put them in boxes.
or
That's not
And,
the problem.
you know,
That's really not the issue. Is
and-
putting them in boxes is easy.
Yeah, but they're just every little bit.
Take
What
it
takes the most time?
meeting up with people
Mhm.
and
Is there a way you
making
can
that,
streamline
and
that?
I was hoping that if the artists could bring their pieces to one location instead,
They're gonna,
That's what
I-
they're gonna be
bringing them to
dropped
the city,
at
they're gonna
the
drop
city
them
hall.
off at the city.
that might affect your success with it a little bit, because some of the success of it is that you give it a little time to these people and, you know, kind of praise them a little bit. But that would help, because it's getting together with people and, you know, you've got to have them sign the boxes, you have to have them, you've got to write out your receipt to them, you've got to add it into your inventory ledger, you have to, you know, and unless somebody wants to really like be good at the computer version of it, I've done it because I'm a visual person and I like to see the big picture. I don't like flipping through screens, I like looking at this book that I can
We
see.
could just make we could make a Google Doc and have it already on there.
It could.
And you know, Karen, I still remember actually a fair amount from
Yeah,
when you
good.
walked
Yeah,
me through it.
yeah.
So we're not stepping in
Right,
completely
right.
like oblivious. And, you know, it'll take a little while for us to get it run smooth,
Right, well,
but
but I'm here, and I'm
Yeah.
here to help, you know,
Yeah.
not,
Yeah.
and the only reason why I want to give this part of it, I mean, I would stay as a adjunct to the BAC in this role, except that I want to be able to travel this year with my husband, and I don't
Yeah.
want, somebody has to, every first of the month, take the money out of the machine, and just to give you guys an idea of how well the machine's doing this month, there's $540 in that machine since, well, the 2nd to the 9th.
Yeah.
Just for the public.
This morning,
That's not
oh, I'm
true.
sorry.
No, I'm just kidding.
That's how many
Let's take it,
pieces
let's
have sold.
take it out of the machine now.
27 pieces
Yeah.
have sold.
No, it's something that's definitely
Well, no, I mean-
worth our time and energy
It
to
is.
maintain
It
it.
is.
And
It is the reason why we do not have, you guys weren't here for, but like, I mean, the arts festival was a whole different thing, but having a huge fundraiser every year is not.
It's hard.
it's not sustainable.
Well, no, I mean, it was exhausting, as we know.
Yeah.
And we didn't necessarily make the money we needed to make sometimes, so it's
And then there was also, I had an idea that, you know, if Holly didn't want to be the main point person on Sig Art, I'm getting fed up with running the Instagram page, and she is very good at that.
Set the rules.
So maybe if
It's
we
fine.
want it all to be on one person, I hand off the Instagram to Holly and I take over Sig Art. So we'll figure it out. It'll get absorbed by
You know, I think there's definitely a way that we can, but I think it involves us sitting down, calling a quorum, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
sitting down and,
Okay.
looking at, like actually looking
Just-
at it and seeing.
I need to
Yeah,
just
just-
have
you just need to
just write
see
an
how it-
outline
yeah.
of these are the tasks and these are the dates that you want certain things.
Yes, I wrote it all out on how to run them, how to do it either way, you know, I mean, if you were able to just look at the machine, there's a count inside the machine that keeps, so you would be able to know every month by just saying, okay, this is how many numbers up to compared to last, and then you would know how many peaches, but that would be nice, but now you still have to do the count in the individual slots. Where was I going with that? I'm sorry,
No,
I'm distracted.
but I think, does that make sense? When are you, you're going on a retreat, right? This week?
I'm conducting this retreat from the 11th to the 16th, and then my daughter gave me a birthday present of a real haircut, so, and I have to go to Phoenix for it apparently.
So when are you returning?
The Thursday, whatever that is, 16, 17, 18, 19.
Do you guys, I mean, does that sound like I just think that we need to sit down and look at the.
Yeah,
job.
I do too.
And I need the contact for those people who need W-9s, because I don't know how to get a hold of them.
Yeah,
I know the
no, this-
city wants them soon,
Mm-hmm.
probably.
Yes. Well, you have Robin Bray.
They don't.
I don't know where they lost it because she's filled it out twice now, she said. And then Robert Moondragon, Robert Bennett,
Jill Harding.
is new, and Jill Harding says she filled hers out too. And sometimes I bring them here and I hand them to Nina here, and I think that's probably a bad idea
Well,
with everything
regardless,
else.
they're gonna have to.
They have to be redone.
Yeah. I mean, it takes like 2 seconds to fill a W-9, so we should be okay.
Right.
But we just need I need to be able to know how to get a hold of them.
Did you print out, see, here's what the silly thing I did. I sent
No, it's
something
not
to
on
Nina, okay. Today, just hoping that it could be printed since my printer didn't work.
She's not,
Yeah,
she wasn't in the
I
office
realized I
today.
gave the money to you
Yeah.
today. I knew she wasn't in, but
So, Karen, what you're discussing is what is a specific date that we could have a quorum and meet?
Yeah, I just think that
And
we need to
transfer.
like sit down and look at the tub and go to the machine and, because even opening the
Yep,
machine
yep,
is a weird
Yep,
thing.
it is.
Yeah.
And then with the three of us, come up with a plan that we think will be
Yeah.
doable.
Yep,
Yeah, with Sharon's, I just wanna, does that make sense?
yeah, totally makes sense. So what are we talking about as far, are we trying to set a date right now?
Well, I'm just looking at it. What day, I'm available usually Tuesday during the day.
So let's move it to that following week, yeah.
Yeah, Monday and Tuesday I are
24th.
open. I am.
Tuesday?
I am. Yeah, Tuesday's good for me.
What about you?
Like tomorrow?
No, Tuesday the 24th.
I don't know if I'm gonna be in town or not. I'm gonna, after this week, I'm gonna get in the van and just go away, and then I'll be back sometime.
So that's what I'm wondering, a part of the reason I was wondering if we needed to do, like, Canada Instagram, Holly, and I'm here most of the year. I am gonna be traveling in the summer.
Well, no, and I definitely, if she's going to be gone and you're willing to do the Instagram, then I do think that two people together, cause like I can go handle the machine.
Because you and
I'm
I
downtown
can-
all the time.
Yeah, you can.
But I think there's a way to do it, and I do,
It's
but,
not, it's just this, you gotta move
And
this heavy thing around.
and I'm available,
I'm
if
good at
people do
moving
wanna
heavy
drop
stuff.
off things, there's a way to do it,
Yeah.
So at least, let's say tentatively the 24th, the Tuesday, and Holly will make sure you're there if you're here.
Yeah, I'll put it in my calendar, and
Does that work for you?
it just depends on.
Tuesday, the 24th works for me, yes.
Okay, and
Okay.
that way we can all sit down and look at the time.
Ashley,
What time and where?
we're gonna meet at
We'll meet at the
machine.
Art
Art
Convention
Machine.
Center.
Okay.
At the convention center.
At, what time do you guys like? Not too early.
Noon?
11?
11?
Yeah.
I can handle it.
11?
11, okay, so it's,
Perfect.
because we can use one of those tables and talk about
Uh-huh.
No problem.
it. Will it be okay until then?
Oh,
or does it need to be
yeah, oh, yeah,
prepared?
and I'll store it till then.
And then I do believe that if Angela and I try, we can
Oh, yeah.
definitely run the thing.
You know, you really can.
And don't
I
worry-
saved putting I've fulfilled several things today, but then I saved one artist to show you how to
Just the process.
yeah, just saved it for you to.
And don't worry, I won't neglect the artists.
Yeah, I know. I think it works better when there is that conversation though.
And it's something we'll figure out how to
Balance it.
respect my time as well as make sure that they feel appreciated.
I have always done it on my own time. the only thing, like the first of every month, you wanna have the ability to pull that money.
And that's an easy part. It's just the art. I do believe we can figure it out. Tomorrow, wait, when are you going on a retreat?
Leave in the morning.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Because I need the contact information for those people that don't have.
I will go, what I'll do is I'll go and get their W-9s again.
So it's Jill Harding.
Yeah, talk to
Jill.
Jill. I didn't talk to Moondragon because I don't really have a phone number for him, but I can email him tonight.
We are unsure of Steve Miller. We do have one for Steve Miller?
I don't know. It seems to me like you should.
Who is it?
Steve Miller. He's a new.
I
there are
won't,
two
I
new-
won't know until I get back to the
Okay.
office.
Yes, and
Okay.
Robin Bray.
Yeah.
And then I think there was another one.
Who sent you the list?
Nina gave it to
Okay.
me.
Yeah, she said.
She didn't mail it to, I wrote it on a post-it note while I was
Okay.
talking to her, which I then
Okay.
promptly lost the
I'll
post-it note.
follow up with her in the morning.
But those are the two I know for sure. I feel like there was another one. I'll remember as soon as this meeting's over.
It's okay, I'll check with Nina in the morning.
Yeah,
worries.
I'll go on the hunt for those
Okay.
two with you
Okay.
if you need my help.
And then I have a quick question. I know if we have more than a certain number of people communicating about things, we need to have a quorum. But if I'm just meeting with Holly to hand over
I don't need
Instagram,
it.
just the two of us, we're
Correct.
good? Okay.
You're good.
All right.
It's just if there's
If there's a majority of you.
Yeah,
three or
okay.
more.
Okay, thanks.
Mhm.
So let's,
No, because otherwise
Figure out
Sharon and I
time.
would just have a constant quorum.
all right,
You know, Bisbee.
okay.
So, before we just walk away from this, there's, another thing that needs to happen. I didn't push for it because I didn't know what was gonna happen. We are very low on boxes.
Okay.
We need
That one I
more.
can,
Yeah, we
because I
can
have
get
to,
those.
tomorrow morning,
And it's custom boxes, and the guy's name is Andy Young.
we have that
Yeah, you
information.
have.
Yeah, because we've
And
we've
we've
ordered
got-
them.
And if US Art Supply has them in stock, they haven't, I've been checking and checking and checking because they're coming from China.
Oh, the canvases?
The canvases have been out for a long time, they're the 2" by 3" US
Are we
Art.
still, were you giving them away for free, or are we selling them to them yet, or no?
No, that's our portion,
Okay.
that's what
Okay.
we pay for,
Okay.
But by the way, that's so much easier now that the boxes are slick. You don't have to tape them, you don't have to put a sticker on them, I'm just putting the stuff in the boxes, I'm not even putting
Oh, you're
the,
not putting the orange sticker on
I'm
anymore?
not anymore. I think the orange sticker is a good idea if you're handing the job off to somebody else so that you know that it's been
Sealed.
inspected and, yeah, and received and all of that has been done, but you guys can decide how you wanna handle it. It's
Yeah,
really
yeah.
not that hard.
No, I think we'll be okay. I think we'll
Yeah.
be okay. And as
So
long as
let's
you think
order
about-
those things because we
I'll
went through,
call Nina tomorrow.
yeah. I think the
We
last
do probably
order
have
of
to-
boxes was a year ago, so just to give you an idea
How many boxes do we have right now?
We're down to, you know, maybe 60 out of 1,000.
Okay.
Just to give you an idea.
I'll call her and.
Yeah, I have it on my list
Oh,
as well,
cool.
so we're good.
Yeah, but yeah, I think the big thing is just sitting down
And going through this big thing with you guys, it's really, it'll make so much
Oh, yeah.
more sense.
Unfortunately for you, that means you get to keep it. Until
Well, you
Well-
can hand it off into my card if you want. I don't
It's
know.
okay, because I probably want to put Senna's pieces in that I
Okay.
held back, so.
All right, all right.
We've had some empty slots for a while on purpose, just not knowing, not that it's mattered, because people, they find something else they want.
Yeah, no, I think it's good. And I mean,
Yeah.
I can meet with people. I can meet with people.
And so can I. I'm fine with
Yeah,
that.
Angela's nicer than me, that's even better. But we'll both meet with people.
Okay.
That is on the record. Angela's nicer than me.
Just on the surface.
I think is there any other thing that I've needed for
No, that's
tonight?
it.
With
That's
regards-
good. 24th, we're gonna meet at 11 o'clock at the convention center, okay?
Got
Yeah.
it. The only other thing, you and I, are we gonna finalize some stuff on the festival, just the list of art, I mean, I did update it in the,
The artist contact list.
yeah. in
Oh
the-
yeah, well, you and I should get together and do that.
Okay.
I also still have some books, and I realized that I have to get those books to the library. or
Yeah,
wherever.
some of them need to go to the library, and then I finally got in touch with Tomas Enrique, and he didn't get a catalog.
I heard that from Peter Young.
That's how I found out where my contractor that we've hired 25 years ago,
Regardless,
from Peter Young.
Peter
He's
Young
still
knows
alive.
all, that's also on the record. Yeah, you and I should get together and do
Okay.
the artist list.
Okay.
But yeah, that's it.
All right.
That's the mostly, is that we just need to sit down and talk about it.
Yeah, and
really
it's
look
all
at it.
ready to go. It's like really organized.
And it is incredibly well organized, thanks to Sharon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
So,
I
we
mean,
will
like,
take care of it. We will
seriously,
take
if I
care of it.
saw the box, I'm sure, like, the process would start to come back to me. 'Cause
Yeah.
we spent a couple hours going over
It's
it.
The thing about the ledger system is that it fits really nicely in the metal box that used to receive the quarters when people were putting quarters in for their,
Uh-huh.
it fits right in the
So it's
machine.
right there.
It could be part of the machine. It
I'm
doesn't
kinda
have
old
to be.
school, I prefer that too, but Karen and I'll figure out a way.
Yeah, it really is not a hard.
I know how to break into the machine now, and I have a key to it, so.
You've been breaking into
I'm
it.
just kidding. Remember I tried to open it and I was like, I tried to open it one time and I was like, it's broken, and it wasn't. It's just like, it was finished, it's just.
It
finished.
takes a little,
It's
it
finicky.
takes a little
It takes
thing, yeah.
finesse.
There's a finesse to
Yeah.
it, yeah, for sure.
I'm used to
Well, it's
working
split
with,
between two people, I don't think it's that bad. I think
No.
it's okay.
we'll be good.
Yeah, well, it is really not that hard. It's just you gotta have a little bit of commitment of time to it.
That's okay, when we screw it up, then you'll have to come back.
I consistently commit a fair amount of hours every week to the Instagram, so.
Yeah, so that could be just a switch
It'll just
for
be
you.
a transition on whatever.
And I will turn in the check request tomorrow.
Okay, all right, thank you guys.
Thanks, Sharon.
I
Thank you,
might come
Sharon.
and just sit over there one of these days with my feeling left out or something.
You can always come back, Sharon.
I guess you're welcome.
But yeah, you and I, we'll meet up.
Yeah, we'll meet up, okay, good. All right, love you guys.
Thank you,
Have a
guys.
night
Bye.
class tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna get there in time to turn the heater on.
Yeah.
Bye, I'm glad to see you, by the way.
And anytime
Really
you need
glad
a
to see you.
sub on Monday nights,
Oh, thank you.
yeah,
Yay.
just let me know.
Lexi, what's up, Lexi?
Lexi can do mornings, I think she can do nights too, but
I
I'm
just
not
realized
sure.
there's a page,
I haven't heard.
I think there's a page missing on our thing. Oh, no, it's on the back. That's what I'm
Let's see.
I like the double, this is much smarter than me. Thanks, Sharon.
You're welcome, thank you guys.
So now that we've done item 4, and I mean, stop me if that doesn't make sense. I mean, I think that,
Totally makes sense to
we
me.
just need to do it.
Yeah.
So item 2, discussion regarding the Bisbee Arts Commission budget. The most important thing, 'cause we won't go over the whole thing, is that currently, we have $21,355.95.
And that's after everything's said and done with the festival and stuff?
Yeah, and turn to the back here,
Okay.
this is what we're gonna be looking at. And this is where it gets confusing, unless you're familiar with it. So even if we had $1 million, we can't spend it because we didn't budget for it.
Yeah, makes sense.
So every year, they make a budget that I barely understand, and then we spend it. Now, Nina and I went through this. So here's the deal. So you'll see that the one that's in red is the one that was budgeted for.
Mm-hmm.
The pending is what we've spent so far. The pending unexpended is what we can spend. Right? For this year.
Okay.
Keeping in mind the fiscal year ends in June, right?
June 30.
So even though we did spend an exceptional amount of money, more money's still there because those are grant monies.
Yeah.
So the things that are important is, so right now, we have $4,500 left over in grants.
Okay.
Because we didn't really,
We only awarded one grant during that time.
I thought we did too, but I can't tell when the fiscal year is.
I
We gave
know.
one to the,
Yeah, but that was in June.
okay, so that was last year.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about grants a little bit more on the next agenda items.
Yeah.
But we have traditionally, and this is, or historically, far before my time, given out $500 grants. And that's,
Mhm.
we've given out more to organizations if they ask us, but that's how, so that's what, it's 10 $500 grants
Yeah.
we're usually talking about. Advertising, which is like not Bisbee Festival of the Arts related, I mean, that's, if we make posters for the SIG art machine or whatever. Bisbee Festival of the Art money is no longer relevant. Postage, we mailed something. Operational expenses, and this is the one, because remember how we voted on Ben Dale fixing the,
The bulletin board?
and we still want to do that, but Nina said that she thought it would be a better idea, because that money is the money that the SIG art artist money comes out of.
Yes.
Okay.
So when we pay them, it comes out of there.
The operational expenses?
Yeah, and so I guess that was the one where she wanted to make sure that we don't spend too much. So she was recommending that we wait until June
Yeah.
to put the Ben Dale, to do the
You
Ben
can-
Dale project. Which
Or
we
even do it half and half kind of thing.
do half in 1 month and half the other.
The other month, so that we don't use too much a chunk of that.
Yeah, because I mean, it doesn't seem like a lot, but if Sharon's racking in thousands of dollars every month, that means that a little less than half
Half
that
of
money
Needs to come out of here.
is coming out of here.
Yeah.
So Nina said, maybe you guys shouldn't really touch that too much.
And if we need to reevaluate the budget come, when we start talking budget, we can put a little bit more into that.
Okay, and I mean, I'd like to, I just have to look and see how much we paid out artists in the last fiscal year,
Yeah.
once it comes to, because I'm actually not sure.
And we can give you a report on that, that's easy.
But we do have the grant money, and, so that's why I told you.
Okay,
But I will move to the next one because that's why I'm telling you this.
all right.
That's okay, any questions? Okay, so item 3, discussion regarding grant funding. So I just wanted to give you guys some background. When life was normal, before the pandemic, we did a normal grant cycle where we had a couple months. We advertised it, people would apply for grants, and they would all come in at once, and we'd have a grant night, which actually was kind of glorious because you just feel like you're throwing money at people. Because of COVID, we went to a rolling status, which means that people could apply at any time. Because it was so spotty about when people could do projects, because a lot of grants are for,
Little events. and-
yeah, events. And I made a copy for each of you guys, because this is the grant application. It can be found on the Bisbee Arts,
Yeah.
the Bisbee Arts Commission page on the city.
Mhm.
But this kind of covers what we have given out for grants before.
I don't know about you guys, but it feels to me like the rolling makes more sense, so that people, because a lot of people don't know they're gonna do an event till 3 months before they do the event.
I know, and I think that the city kind of wants us back on Nina seemed to push us back into the 3-month thing. I don't think she necessarily cares, it was just that, honestly, since the beginning, we've always had a hard time getting people to apply for grants.
I know, I'm basically out there telling people that are saying, oh, I wish I could do this, but I don't really have the kind of a little bit of seed money. I'm like,
$500.
$500, apply for a grant, sounds like a great idea, you know?
Well, part of it is because you have to fill this form out.
Which I think is intimidating until you actually look at it and it's so simple.
It's really simple, but that's why I gave it to you too, is that I would, if you guys want, to look over it and we can change it.
Yeah.
It used to be really short, it was like a little too short.
Uh-huh.
And you will notice that, if you apply for grants through the state or like the Arizona Commission on the Arts, all of those are done through Submittable now. And they're actually like a little bit more, they're far more complicated than this.
What is submittable?
It's like, it's a platform, I don't know if it's specifically for grants, but that's what people, like people submit
Using it for.
to grad school through it too.
Okay.
The problem is that we have to pay for it, and also that a lot of residents of Bisbee are not technologically ready.
Yeah.
I mean, if we didn't wanna put a form on the website to get volunteers to sign up for the Festival of the Arts, we don't wanna do submittal.
Yeah, no.
It's just like, I think people are better, because like COVID made them kind of have to be a little bit better. Like we have people to do Zoom, that was a miracle.
Yeah.
But all you do is have to download it. I also think that if you go to the city, they give you a physical
I was just
copy.
gonna say, you can go to the city and pick up a form.
Yeah.
So, I mean, somebody who doesn't have a printer or a computer, it's not a big deal, just go to the city.
We've even emailed it to them. I mean,
Yeah.
we make it as easy as
It's
possible.
very simple, I mean, I've held a few people's hands.
Mhm. We could
through
even
it.
leave copies of it up at the library. I mean,
That's great.
just
Yeah,
things
we
like
do
that.
I
Yeah,
just want to make it easy, but I also, I mean, I'm open to like, if anybody wants, if you read through it and then you decide that you're like, this doesn't quite make sense, or anything like that. If you want to change it, or anybody wants to change it, you know, this is our opportunity, because we're not voting on it yet. We're just like trying to come up with how we want to move forward.
then I'll go through it and I'll make notes.
Yeah, make notes. Historically, this commission just gave grants. It had a fundraiser once a year, right?
Mhm.
To fund
And then it
grant.
gave out $5,000 worth of grants, and that was the Arts Commission.
Mhm.
Mm.
And so we sort of, it became more of a monster, which is great. But also like, fundamentally, we want to get the money back to the people too, you know?
Yeah,
So if anybody has any ideas, you know?
Okay.
One of the things that I did that changed it was that it used to be harder for artists to pay themselves we changed that. You used to not be able to pay yourself through an artist grant, which I took a hard stance on and made that possible. But it's still, there's still a certain like, you know, limitation. And I think we also decided, didn't our records burn or something?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so it was clean slate, and everybody who had never filled out a form or never done their like, 'cause you have to do it, you have to fill out a form after you do
Yeah.
everything. They all got forgiven
Mhm.
by fire.
That one year, yes, we lost everything at that fire, pretty much.
So we lost all the Arts Commission, so really, it's like open to anyone, as long as it, you know, but if you guys wanna change any of that,
Okay,
then decide if, do we wanna keep on doing it on a rolling basis? How do we wanna get that word out? Do we wanna just do it for a few months at a time? I mean,
Yeah.
it's.
I don't know, I just feel like it's going to be more accessible to the community when they actually need it, if we're on a rolling basis. I know that bookwork wise, it would make more sense to do it, you know, in a block of time, but I just know that there's so many people that I talk to that are like, oh, have this great idea for this event that I want to happen in 3 months, or I wish it was 3 months, it's usually like, next month it would be, you know.
I'd like to get people like to not apply for money for events that happen tomorrow, but yeah.
Yeah,
Or that happened months ago.
yeah.
Council did have an issue with that
I
one
know.
time.
Yeah.
So we were like,
And,
I
you know,
know.
it's
we're not
frustrating.
gonna do that again. It was just, it's
Yeah,
just frustrating
I know.
because people so really ask us for their help that we were like,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, no, I know.
You know, and it's hard too, like, that particular incident, I had put a fair amount of my own personal time in
Yeah.
helping them with that. And so it was one of those things like, seriously,
Yeah.
you want to hand it off to me now? Like,
Oh, that's
okay.
it.
Obviously, like, there wasn't a clear, I didn't realize that there was a level of ignorance that I needed to educate on how things happen for
Yeah.
local government.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, and I
that's
think
fine.
I take that for granted too, because I've applied for grants before, but I think
Yeah.
it's intimidating.
Yeah, I think it's intimidating, and I also
Mhm.
think unless somebody's been on a commission or city council,
Right.
they don't really understand all
The process.
the
and
process, the
Right.
stages that have to happen before something gets actually fully approved and action can happen.
This is a bunch of stuff we could share on the Instagram page.
Well, that's what I was thinking, that would be
To talk
perfect.
about how
Well,
and why.
And that's why I
give all
think
the-
Holly would be better, like, I think I did a pretty good job, I've done a lot
Great
of posts,
job.
I've been consistent, but I'm not about content creation, and she is. So, like, at this point, what we need from our Instagram page, which I will toot my own horn, like Sharon brought up, I don't know why all of a sudden we're selling so much more, and I'm like, somebody's advertising the Sig Art Machine like every fourth day, you know?
It does help, I mean, I'm always, yeah.
And so I feel like I served that purpose and used it as in a way that I'm good, which is just being seen and getting the word out. And now this will be a great transition because I think a lot of these misconceptions and not understanding how the commission works could be cleared up through content.
No, and that's, if we can get the information out about grants.
Yeah.
And then if you guys think about it, if you decide that, I mean, should we invite people to come to a meeting and be like,
Yeah.
this is how it works? We tried that online, but that was, Zoom is a whole different
I
thing.
mean, there's no reason people can't be over here asking us questions. I mean, we're all together.
And that's what, historically, people only come to arts commission meetings when they're asking for grant money.
Yeah.
That was always was.
You know, we're already set up for that structure, so just need to get the word out that that's what they need to do.
No, get it out, and then, yeah, I mean, because it's always been a bit of a, I mean, that's one of the reasons why we started doing other weird things, because it was hard getting people to apply.
Yeah.
So if anybody has any good ideas about that, because I'd love to get it to the right people.
Have like photos and examples of grants that we've funded before that I can share, like, hey, these are some examples.
Yeah, I sent
of,
some to
like, what-
Angela, but I can always resend them to you too, and there's like a bunch over the years.
So.
Yeah, I mean, because that would be great. People ask me, what does the Bisbee Arts Commission do? I'm like, well, we fund grants for like local art projects. Like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
What does that mean? How do you do that?
And I will show you the past posts that I've done. Basically for what I do is I have a cycle of topics that I go through. I try to post 3 times a week at least, and then I cycle through these topics, and one of those is grants. And so I use a picture or I have videos of some of the past grant projects, like the Turkey Vulture Weekend Parade.
Maybe we picked that.
Yeah,
And I always forget, I'm like, oh yeah.
and then, of course, the Poetry Normalization Project, and there's just it's kind of a short list of pictures and videos,
Yeah.
but,
Rita Berry's thing.
yeah,
And then showcase for tall.
yeah, and then we have
It just seems like so long ago, because it was like all before COVID.
well, and then we have the prides. I have pictures and videos of Pride, the event, the non-binary circus event. We helped with that. So there's a list of grant things that I have used when I've brought up applying for grants, but my content is very just like, I just don't have the time to put together good content, so.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, just getting that. I mean, that would be nice. Yeah, I think you've done an amazing job.
Yeah.
But
But I can
if we can use it to get the grant stuff out too, that would be good, because it's just so, I don't know why. And I mean, the people who at this point are applying are the people who have figured it out, how to do it.
Yeah,
So we get, and we also, we can put a limitation.
on how many times they apply.
Yes, and I mean, that's something we could vote on, because most grants have that thing where you can't do it every year. I think Arizona Commission on the Arts, when I got my grant, they were like, you can't apply for 3 years. I mean, I don't think that's necessary for Bisbee, but like,
No.
maybe we should say 1 year on, 1 year off, or
Yeah.
something.
And I think that we'll get more people who are actually applying once the kind of mystery of it is taken out of the factor. I know
Just
it
make
was,
it as easy as possible, and you do that by telling them how.
yeah.
So maybe having an info thing would be good too, or something, or inviting them.
I was just gonna say, like once a year, we have a grant information gathering.
That's what I mean, the Arizona Commission on the Arts, that's what they do. I mean, they do it
Yeah.
online, but they have like ask us questions.
Yeah, I think that would be, I mean, at a certain point, you have to say they have to take some responsibility to kind of figure it out. But if we give them the opportunity of place to get the answers they need,
Mhm.
then we're doing what we need to do.
And I mean, maybe that would be a good thing too, is, you know, we have, if you go to the Arts Commission page on the Bisbee website, the City of Bisbee website, maybe we could put a link to, like, you know, facts, like questions and answers.
Yeah, frequently asked questions,
Yeah.
that would be a
Yeah.
fantastic
And
thing.
if we do have a meeting where we invite people to come and ask questions, we can include a link to that recording too.
I know, it's just like,
See, there we go,
things
that's what.
And getting on Instagram, putting some things on the city website have been weirdly, they're hard, aren't they?
Not too bad.
There was something about, there was some link, but it was just like something weird happened. I think we finally figured it out.
Yeah, no.
It's just the internet.
But yeah,
Constantly changing.
if you guys are willing to go through that, just like write down some notes and be like, this would make it easier.
Yeah,
Because I think it's time, and I mean, honestly, now that we have seized control, we can do whatever we want.
yeah. And when Holly and I get together, we'll make a clear intention and plan for like the Instagram as well, and, because there's some certain things I did this last year that I don't think time should be spent on. I think, I
Just
mean,
don't work. It didn't work
it's
for
too
you.
much work and it didn't get enough like
No.
reward benefit, you know?
Yeah,
And
it's always gonna be an experiment.
yeah, exactly. So I just think that we're, like, since we're down to 4 of us, that I think we're all on the same page in the regards to how to figure out how to put less energy for a better outcome.
Well, no, and we've done
Just
like,
being more efficient.
right now we have incredible PR because the town is like, I feel like I get away with like, not murder exactly, but like a little violence on the side for a little while because the town is very happy with the arts commission.
Yeah.
They
right?
are.
Yeah.
Everybody was very pleased, and I
Mhm.
think the on a serious note, what it does is like people now are more aware that it exists.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So
Yeah.
we can get them,
And they actually recognize now that we can actually make something happen. You know, I don't think that there was necessarily, even if they were aware we were here, that they understood that we weren't just kind of a symbolic thing.
which is like, it's hard that they don't remember. So you weren't here for the, I can't even remember what year that art auction was. We raised like more money than any other organization ever raised, but it's like people have a short-term memory
Yeah.
too. And also people who go to art events are like the same, it's like the same 100 people every time.
Yeah, yeah.
So getting it out there, but like also, you know, being cognizant of the fact that like, not just getting it to the same people.
Yeah.
And it's always been an issue, but like, we need more art in San Jose, we need more art in Warren. It just feels like we just, you know, we're an old Bisbee echo chamber, so it's
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
yeah, which,
Well, look at this, we have a representative from Old Bisbee, one from Warren, and one from San Jose.
and one from the Gulch,
Yeah.
which is its own thing.
Which is its own
It
little
is.
entity.
You can't be proud of them being from the Gulch. Does anybody have any questions about that? Then I know it says no discussion, I'm not going to discuss, but item 5 was really, now I didn't have to put these together, but I'm just gonna say something about it if that's okay. The future agenda item. I bet this has been on here before, but this is a little bit different, and that's kind of what I meant it. And I'm being 100% honest here. I want you guys to think about what we need in this town.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, I mean, we have enough little, we have a small amount of money, we can do anything. I mean, not anything, we can build a building, but, like, really start thinking about what it is that we lack as resources, or like what the artists need or creative people need. And that's one of the things that I'd really like to see if we can come up with, you know, something else to do.
Yeah,
If you see that there's a void, how can we fill it?
I have something immediate that comes to mind.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is like, we have the ability to do, you know, not within
No,
reason,
but
a
yeah.
lot of things. But I want to support the artists, so if you guys, I've started to ask people, you know, like, what do we think we need? Usually, I mean, somebody today said an art supply store, and I said, ha ha, but,
Yeah.
you
Like
know,
an art supply thrift store would be sweet.
I
I
thought
feel
that
like
too.
that could
That's
be.
a good
Yes,
idea.
that
That
would
is
be
a
so
cool
cool.
I
idea.
know,
I mean, that would make so much more sense than like a brand new store.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Like a,
and
think
it's
that's a
very
great idea.
busy, that's
Yeah.
very
Yeah,
busy too.
That is really cool.
I mean, there's,
just having, it's just finding the space to put
Mhm.
the stuff.
there's space for rent, on the second floor of the convention center, and there's a space for rent in that building with the yellow stairs above the social club.
Oh,
Doesn't have any windows. and
Al
it's, like, way
Anderson.
in
Oh,
the
Al
back,
Anderson.
but-
Can we put that one, because that came into mind too.
Yeah.
Central School gets donated so much stuff, you know, and I,
And so
I-
do we have piles of
but
stuff.
the idea of like somehow
I
starting
mean,
some
that
sort of
would
like
be-
resale art supply would be really cool.
Yeah, and it could be like low cost for the artists, because artists traditionally don't make any money.
Yeah.
But then maybe it would be a little bit of a fundraiser for us too, in addition to the
Well,
cigarette.
we keep
right?
money.
It'd be
Yeah.
like an art supply restore, like a
Yeah.
Habitat for Humanity.
Exactly, Habitat for Artists.
There's a big closet at Central School too. I just don't know if they'd be willing to. I've already taken over more space than I deserve in this town, but you never know. People dump stuff on the steps all the time.
Oh.
Yeah,
They're like, here's a canvas. You're like, oh, I don't know.
Mhm.
They think,
I mean, I
they
think
that
that
we eat
would
art
be-
supplies.
that could be a really good, like last time, I think it was last time we were talking about artists who were, passing.
Uh-huh.
They
And
probably
what
have
do
a
you do?
bunch of stuff,
And having a place where people could donate.
having a place where people could donate.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
even the art itself, like someone can refurbish it or whatever,
Well, that-
what's
we've
the
also thought
recycling
about-
re-up.
Or
I know we're not supposed to be discussing.
We're
But
discussing.
Not discussing.
I think
can we
that's
put-
a
can we
gold
put-
nugget.
Can we put repository on there?
Mm-hmm.
Because that was something we were talking about too. I know that's one of Sharon's fantasies, having a place that people could.
Mhm.
Okay.
But
These are technically future agenda items. So
yeah,
we're good.
no, I know. But think about it, and then email me before in the next couple weeks, and I'll put it on there if anybody. So we can just like go through, or we can just have one big agenda item that says, you know, ideas for the future,
Yeah.
and really think about what we need.
Yeah.
And I think that we could do some cool things.
And, you know, all of these things address what our initial mission is, which is to reinforce the arts in Bisbee and
To
for it be-
transform lives and enrich our community through the arts.
Yes. Which feels vague, but I think we all understand the.
I think it was intentionally written very vague.
Yeah.
You get more freedom that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's what, I always tell people, it's like the fun thing about this mission is that we can literally do anything, as long as it's not, as long as we can come to a vote.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know there's plenty of things that we need,
Yeah.
especially since we're not gonna have another arts festival this year. Hopefully. So I don't know if I'll survive, but
That would be wild.
But you have your book of knowledge.
yeah.
I know. It'll be so much easier the next time around. If
Fair.
somebody just wanted to hand us 40,000, it'd be a different story.
I don't want to talk about the Arizona Commissioning Arts. They do give money for festival grants, but yeah, anything. Think about it. I think that is the most fun.
I'm team thrift store.
I like that too. I mean, you have to think about volunteer. But anyway, we won't discuss it anymore. You see where I'm going with it. Like, just anything, just write down a list and we'll talk about it.
Okay.
We could use the Instagram to solicit ideas from the audience.
Yes.
See what the actual artists think we need in this town.
If you guys want to do it,
Not
go
just
for
the
it.
commission.
You
I
can
mean,
do
we
some
could use
crazy
Instagram
stuff.
for a lot more than people realize.
I know, and that's why I
Anytime
think
I have
this
a
is gonna be
question-
fabulous. I'm gonna be excited to see what you do with it, because,
If I have a question on my computer, if I have a question on my van, if I have a question on my dog, if I have a question on anything, I'm just like, all right, Instagram, what do y'all think?
Mhm.
Please
No,
tell me.
if you're willing to do that, that would be great. Yeah, because I want to hear what everybody has to say.
Yeah.
Cool.
Anything else? That's a big one.
Now you see why I've been slowly like,
But now we have the responsibility of, anyway, I can deal with that later.
you and I will handle it.
No, we're fine. I know. She acts like I'm gonna muck everything up.
We'll prove to her.
Bill's like, is it time?
I'm watching Bill,
I don't
he's
know.
ready.
I know. Ash is like, come on, guys, you guys are.
No, you guys are fine.
But yeah, those are. Well, maybe we'll just have one big future agenda item, which is like discussion about future projects,
I can.
because then we can just roll it up into one, and then we'll pick one and vote on the next time.
Mhm.
But hopefully, we'll just take the next few months and be very chill about it.
And we're gonna have a lot to talk about in just regards to we're doing some handing off of stuff and shifting things around. And
Yeah.
the
So
fact that there's only 4 of us, hopefully there'll be.
It's a
more.
wintering. I just heard that term. We're
I know.
wintering.
We're wintering.
Mm.
So what happens in the winter and the summer? Everything gets done in the months between those.
Oh, that's funny. This is the busiest time of the year. Anyway, it's overall crazy. Anybody have anything else in that? So once again, if you want an agenda item on here, all you have to do is email me or call me and we'll put it on. So, but otherwise we'll have one big brainstorm. Does that sound good?
Yeah,
That's what I think that's a good way to go forward.
definitely put already plan on doing the art supply thrift store on there.
Yeah.
I think we're all really excited about that.
Yeah, I've talked to a handful of people who think that would be the best thing.
That'd be cool. Is it time?
Yeah.
Yep.
Go for it, Bill.
I move that we adjourn.
I second.
All eyes.
Aye.
Thank you guys, that was very easy.